Sir, that's my military ID and my orders. I'm on active duty.
Yeah, well, anybody can buy a costume. That doesn't make you Navy.
I'm Senior Chief Malik Rowan, Naval Special Warfare. Why am I being
Step back.
stopped?
Hands behind you. Hey, Travis.
Get down. Whoa. I'm not resisting.
Then quit shifting on me.
I'm lying still. You're on my shoulder.
Dispatch, Concourse B units, copy.
My ID is real. Senior Chief Malik Rowan, U.S. Navy, 11 deployments.
We'll figure that out.
I'm cooperating.
Print this from the internet. Say, that's my military ID and my orders. I'm on active duty. Anyone can buy a costume. That doesn't make you Navy. I'm Senior Chief Malik Rowan, Naval Special Warfare. Why are my hands behind my back? I'm not resisting. I'm lying still. At 6:58 a.m. inside Savannah, our Hilton Head International Airport, 2 white airport police officers violently force a black man in U.S. Navy dress blues face first onto the terminal floor. The man was Senior Chief Malik Rowan, an active-duty Navy SEAL with more than 15 years of combat and special operations service. The officers were Travis Hensley and Cole Maddox. Before checking his identity, they decided Rowan did not look like a real serviceman. One officer was later heard on body camera saying the uniform could be fake, and that people like him fake military outfits all the time. Senior Chief Rowan was traveling on official orders. He had just attended a memorial service for a fallen teammate and was heading to a command briefing in Norfolk. Because he was moving directly between commands, he stayed in uniform. As Rowan walked through the terminal, Officer Hensley stopped him and ordered him to put his bag down. Rowan calmly complied and asked what the problem was. Hensley demanded to see his orders and military ID, but warned him not to move suddenly. Rowan slowly reached for his documents while keeping his hands visible. He clearly stated that he was complying. Despite this, the officers surrounded him and spoke aggressively. Hensley accused Rowan of wearing a fake uniform and said he matched a description. Rowan asked what description that was. Instead of answering, the officers ordered him to turn around and put his hands behind his back. Rowan complied again and clearly said, "I am not resisting." Even though Rowan remained still, the officers suddenly shoved him forward. He lost his balance and fell hard onto the tile floor. His knees, shoulder, and face hit first. Travelers nearby gasped and began recording. Hensley placed a knee into Rowan's back and yelled at him to stop moving. Rowan responded that he was not moving and that the officer was hurting him. He was handcuffed while lying face down on the floor. Witnesses spoke up, saying Rowan had done nothing wrong and that he was clearly wearing a real Navy uniform. The officers ignored them. A supervising sergeant, Renee Carver, arrived after hearing the commotion. She immediately noticed the Navy dress blues, the handcuffs, and the crowd recording the incident. Rowan calmly explained that he was an active-duty Navy SEAL and had valid ID and orders. Sergeant Carver asked to see Rowan's documents. When she reviewed them, she confirmed that everything was real. Rowan was exactly who he said he was. She ordered the officers to remove the handcuffs. At first, Officer Hensley hesitated, but she repeated the command. Rowan was finally uncuffed. Red marks were visible on his wrists, and his uniform was scuffed. Medical staff checked Rowan for injuries. He reported pain but remained composed. Rowan asked that everything be officially documented. Because the incident involved excessive force against an active-duty Navy SEAL, it was immediately reported to higher authorities. NCIS, the Department of Defense, and federal civil rights officials were notified. Body camera footage and civilian videos were secured. Airport Police Chief Douglas Fenner arrived and ordered both officers off duty. Their body cameras were taken, and an internal investigation began. Federal investigators quickly reviewed the footage. It showed Rowan was calm, compliant, and respectful. It also captured racially biased language and unnecessary force by the officers. The investigation expanded into a federal civil rights case. Officials determined that Rowan was targeted because of his race, unlawfully detained, and assaulted without justification. As a result, Officer Travis Hensley was fired for excessive force, racial discrimination, and falsifying reports. His law enforcement certification was permanently revoked. Officer Cole Maddox was fired for failing to intervene in supporting an unlawful arrest. The police department was placed under federal oversight and required to implement new training and accountability measures. Senior Chief Rowan later filed a federal civil rights lawsuit. Due to overwhelming evidence, the case was settled for millions of dollars. More important than the money was the accountability. The officers lost their careers. Their actions became a national example of how abuse of power and racial bias can be exposed through evidence and witnesses. Rowan later said he stayed calm because he knew how quickly the situation could turn deadly. He did everything by the book. The officers did not. Weeks later, Rowan traveled again in uniform. No one stopped him. No one questioned whether he belonged. At the Savannah Airport Police Department, a training bulletin was issued showing an image from the body camera, a black Navy SEAL on the floor in full uniform. Under the image were the words, "This is what failure looks like." No names were needed. The consequences had already spoken.